Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in a place where your closest neighbor is 20 miles away? Winter seems to last forever, and the silence is broken only by the wind or the occasional moose. It might sound like fiction, but for millions of Americans, that's real life. Despite having over 330 million people, nearly half the United States feels like a ghost town. Giant landscapes, vast skies, endless roads, but barely anyone around. So what's the reason? Is it the brutal winters, the bone-deep isolation, or something even deeper, something tied to economy, geography, and survival? Let's uncover the truth as we count down 10 of America's most empty states, places where life feels more like an endurance test than a neighborhood block party. Let's begin.
Number 10, New Hampshire. New Hampshire might not seem empty at first glance. With over 1.3 million residents, it's no ghost town. But when you compare its size to Puerto Rico, which has double the population in half the space, things start to feel sparse. Spread over more than 9,000 square miles, New Hampshire averages just 147 people per square mile, a whisper compared to New York City's staggering 27,000 per square mile. And with no major cities to anchor it, it often feels like people are just passing through. Its largest city, Manchester, has only 115,000 residents, the size of a neighborhood in LA. Most others either commute to Boston or keep to their rural corners. The winters are no joke. Temperatures routinely plummet to -20 Fahrenheit, and snowfall averages 68 inches a year. Blizzards, ice storms, and short, fleeting summers make the climate a tough sell for sun-seekers. But it's not all bleak. With no income tax and one of the lowest crime rates in the country, New Hampshire does have perks for those willing to trade nightlife for snowplows.
Number 9, Maine. More moose than people? In some parts of this state, that's not an exaggeration. Seriously. Despite being twice the size of South Korea, Maine barely scrapes past 1.3 million residents. That's over 35,000 square miles of forest, lakes, and long, cold winters. Snowfall can reach a staggering 130 inches a year. And temperatures? They dip to a bone-chilling -20 degrees. Maine's weather alone is enough to scare off casual settlers. Add to that an economy heavily reliant on lobster, blueberries, and seasonal tourism, and it's easy to see why population growth has stalled. Job opportunities? Limited, unless you're in niche industries. Median income sits around $64,000, and property taxes? Among the highest in the nation. But there's another side to Maine. A wilder, quieter side. 90% of the state is forested, making it the most wooded state in America. It's paradise for nature lovers and solitude seekers. Acadia National Park alone draws millions, but the rest of the state? Still eerily silent.
Number 8, Rhode Island. The tiniest state in the nation. Just a sliver over 1,200 square miles, and yet strangely underpopulated. Just over 1 million people call it home. Why? Well, the cost of living is sky high. Home prices average $430,000. Rent? Nearly $2,000 for a one-bedroom in Providence. And the job market? It doesn't even come close to justifying that price tag. The weather doesn't help either. Harsh, snowy winters. Sticky. Humid summers. And the looming threat of hurricanes. Rhode Island packs a climate punch, but not in a good way. Top that off with one of the highest unemployment rates in New England, and suddenly this coastal state starts to look a little less inviting. Sure, it's got charm, beautiful shorelines, rich colonial history, and arguably the best clam chowder on the East Coast. But for most Americans, Rhode Island isn't home. It's just a postcard they pass through.
Number 7. Montana. Breathtaking. Mountains, plains, rivers, and skies so wide they make the world feel endless. At 147,000 square miles, it holds just over 1 million people. That's 7 people per square mile. It's remote. Grocery stores, miles apart. Some towns don't even have a single fast food chain. And in places, the nearest Walmart is a 2-hour drive. Winters are long and harsh. Temperatures drop to -40 Fahrenheit. Snowfall, over 300 inches in the mountain regions. Economically, Montana leans on agriculture, tourism, and mining. That doesn't leave much room for modern careers. And yet, housing isn't cheap. City escapees have triggered a real estate boom. Prices have soared over 50% in 5 years. Now, the average home runs $440,000. For locals, that's a tough pill to swallow. Montana is stunning, but unless you're ranching, retired, or writing a novel in a log cabin, it's not an easy place to plant roots.
Number 6. Delaware, the first state in the Union and one of the most forgotten. With fewer than 1 million residents, this small coastal state often gets overlooked. Its biggest city, Wilmington, just 70,000 people, smaller than many college campuses. While the lack of sales tax sounds appealing, housing costs have surged. Median prices now sit at $385,000, and rent has increased by 20% in recent years. All while the average salary hovers around $60,000. Its economy benefits from corporate registrations, but most employees work in Philadelphia or DC, not Delaware. Add rising sea levels and flooding risk, scientists say 15% of the state is in danger, and it's clear why more people are leaving than arriving. Delaware has charm, beaches, and tax perks, but it also has challenges few are willing to embrace.
Number 5. South Dakota. Vast, over 77,000 square miles, but only 886,000 people call it home. Meanwhile, cows, nearly 3.7 million. That's 5 cows per person. Its largest city, Sioux Falls, barely crosses 200,000 residents. Beyond that, most towns are rural and tiny. And the weather? Brutal. Summers hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and winters dive to -30 degrees, with blizzards that can bury homes under 10 feet of snow. The economy leans heavily on agriculture and tourism, Mount Rushmore being the crown jewel. But salaries are modest. Still, South Dakota is one of the most tax-friendly states, with no income tax and a low cost of living. It's beautiful and quiet, but not for everyone.
Number 4. North Dakota. It may be larger than England, but only 779,000 people live here. It's also the least visited state in America. More people go to Disney World in a year than to North Dakota. Why? The winters are punishing. Temperatures have hit -60 degrees Fahrenheit. The economy once surged with oil, but that boom has slowed. Now, housing in those towns is expensive, but jobs are fewer. Fargo, the largest city, has 135,000 people, and after that, it's mostly flatland, fields, and long highways. On the bright side, it's extremely safe and family-friendly. But for most people, North Dakota feels too isolated to be livable long-term.
Number 3, Alaska, a world of extremes. It's bigger than Texas, California, and Montana combined, but only 733,000 people live there. That's just one person per square mile. It gets cold, really cold, minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit, cold. In Barrow, the sun disappears for 2 months in winter. In summer, it doesn't set for weeks. Sleep schedules? Good luck. 80% of Alaska is unreachable by road. Many towns require planes or boats to reach. Groceries cost a fortune. Milk can be $10 a gallon in remote areas. Yet, Alaska pays residents to live there through the Permanent Fund dividend, and its landscapes are among the most stunning on Earth. But unless you're into isolation and harsh conditions, Alaska is more adventure than home.
Number 2, Vermont. Scenic, calm, full of charm. Yet, with just 643,000 residents, it's the second least populated state in the country. Why? Small towns, few jobs, and aging communities. Burlington, the biggest city, has only 45,000 people. That's smaller than most college campuses. Winters are tough, 90 inches of snow on average. Career opportunities? Slim. Young people move out, older folks stay, and the state quietly empties. But for those who value quiet beauty, fiery fall foliage, and maple syrup over hustle and hype, Vermont is a sanctuary.
Number 1, Wyoming, the 10th largest state in the U.S. and the least populated. Just 576,000 people, fewer than the city of Milwaukee. Only 6 people per square mile. Wide, open spaces, endless sky, and almost no cities in sight. Cheyenne, the biggest, has just 65,000 residents. And the weather? Harsh. Minus 40-degree winters, blinding snowdrifts, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and yes, even tornadoes. The economy leans on coal, oil, and tourism. But as demand fades, so do the jobs. And the younger generation, they're moving out fast. Yet this wild land is home to Yellowstone, Grand Teton, and some of the most breathtaking natural wonders in America. It's not for everyone, but for the rare few who still carry that frontier spirit, Wyoming is perfect.
So, is America half empty or just waiting for the right kind of person to move in? Maybe the silence, the snow, the open roads aren't signs of emptiness. Maybe they're calling to someone like you.